Okay, this is our next lesson on mass media. And in this lesson we're looking at the connection between mass media and socialization. Socialization, I hope by now you've got the hang of this, the way of acquiring or learning cultural knowledge or culture. So we'll learn about the mass media as an agent of secondary socialization. I hope this jargon by now makes sense to you. An agent, something that does something, of secondary socialization. To understand the effects it may have, the socializing effects, and think. Keywords are culture, family, stereotypes, images, malign and benign. If something has a bad influence, it is malign. A good influence, it is benign. Bad, good. Gender, ethnicity, cinema, violence, emotions, hoodie, as in the item of clothing, global culture, media, imperialism. There's some more work on that in a while. Okay, let's get cracking. Put very simply, very obviously, the mass media can be an agent of secondary socialization. So, when you are very young, if you've got any younger siblings at home, they may have watched CBeebies. And through watching this sort of stuff, they are being socialised. And it is mostly virtually all very benign. Yeah? Little kids are watching this, and there's a black bloke, there's a disabled woman, they're learning they're all normal, it's natural, there's nothing wrong with them to be afraid of. They watch various CBeebies programmes. Yeah. They watch Lazy Town, or Being Active's good. They watch Tommy Zoom, the environment. They watch Teletubbies loving each other, siblings loving each other, Charlie and Lola, etc., etc. This is socialisation, and it is virtually all very benign. But moving on though, the media can also give us lots of ideas of stereotypes. Yeah? So we learn lots of our stereotypes from the mass media, different types of people. We learn to recognise them often through the mass media. But that certain sorts of people are certain ways. French. Yeah. We learn these little things here. French, the hat, the bread, the wine, the snail. We learn certain ethnic stereotypes this way. We tend to learn lots of gender stereotypes this way. They're not always very positive. Yeah? So we think about all the thousands of terrible romantic comedies that get launched out by Hollywood. All virtually the same movies, often with the same blooming actor in them. We're teaching girls how to be girls. To be a successful female, you must have a boyfriend stroke husband. Every terrible Jennifer Aniston movie about getting married, having a boyfriend, having a husband, having a baby. Yeah? All these rom-com stuff, all these chick flicks. But it works for blokes as well. Movies like The Expendables, we're teaching boys, men, the value of violence. To be male, violence and being male are seen as the same things. So some people would say these media stereotypes are quite malign. They're quite bad. We have lots of ethnic stereotypes from Nazi Germany, Jews, stereotypes of Afro-Caribbean boys as thieves, stereotypes of Irish travellers as being thieves, always fighting, except not going to school, coming from the media. So these are ethnic stereotypes. And there's also an argument about the spread of media over the world. Is it a global culture, or is it media imperialism? That's what the verse here is. Some people think there's a benign sort of global culture going on. We're all coming together. We're all getting to know each other across the world. We know what other parts of the world. We're not afraid of other parts of the world because we've seen them. An example often pushed is Friends. It's been written that in certain Islamic countries, if a terrorist group wants to recruit people, and it tells people, oh, the Americans, they're evil. They're Satan worshippers, they're terribly evil, we've got to try and destroy America. But then those people go home and watch Friends, and they go, oh, they're nice. The idea is it destroys the ability for terrorists to tell lies about, for example, America, because people have seen Americans on Friends, oh, they're nice, I like them, they're not all evil. So in that way, it could be quite benign. But the problem is, sometimes it might become what's called media imperialism. It's not really a global culture, it's an American global culture. We are all copying Americans. We're all watching MTV, we're all wearing American clothes, we're all listening to American music. So as an example, there's a country called Bhutan. This is the sort of thing, this is Bhutanese traditional clothing. Yeah. They don't wear that very often these days. If you go to Bhutan, the kids are dressed like this. Yeah. They're dressed the same as you. They're wearing hoodies. The hoodie is a great example of global culture. Hoodie tops 20 years ago were worn exclusively by athletes. Now everyone's got them. So the idea is that this could be a slightly maligned thing. It's a global culture, but it's a global American culture. It's like being conquered by America without using any guns. And to finish up in the lesson, we'll do this essay. Discuss how far sociologists would agree that the stereotypes used by the media in Britain are benign. Are they good? Or anything wrong with them?